good morning and welcome to Inside Texoma. I'm News Channel 6, Melissa Kakarika, and today I'm joined by a Kirby student named Krishna Reddy. Good morning, Krishna.
Good morning.
All right, so tell us a little bit about yourself, first of all.
I'm a 8th grader who goes to Kirby World Academy, and I'm 14 years old, and I like science, and I like math, and I like basketball.
Okay, so a lot of interest there, kind of just a normal kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you've done something pretty extraordinary. You've created something that's going to go in the Discovery Education 3M Young Scientist Challenge. What did you invent?
So I invented an apparatus that can tell if you are under the influence or not. Its benefits are that it can be used for all drugs and alcohol. So police can use it on the road.
Okay, so how did you find out about this competition?
Well, my science teacher introduced me to this competition, and she said this would be a really good place to submit your ideas. And so I did my research, and then I submitted my video.
So did you come up with the idea before you found out about the competition or after?
I came up with the idea before I found out about the competition.
Okay, so you found out about the competition and said, hey, I already have an idea that might work.
Yeah.
Well, what inspired that idea?
I was on the road, and I saw a drunk driver, and I was wondering, well, how is he allowed to be on the road? And then I got more questions, and I was wondering how do they check if someone is under the influence? And then I looked at it, and I saw that they used the breathalyzer, and then I saw that this could be easily improved upon.
Okay, well, we just saw some video of the competition there. Why don't you tell us exactly how it works?
So you submit a video to their website, and then they pick 10 of the best videos across the nation, and then you go to the final event, which is in the 3M Innovation Center in St. Paul, Minnesota, and what you do is you compete in your final presentation and also a scientific challenge, which you'll do with another team member, and you're basically ranked from 1 to 10 based off of how you perform those two.
Okay, so that final is going to be coming up for you, right?
Yeah, it's actually October 13th.
Okay, so now have you seen some of the other kids' entries? Have you talked to the other kids in the competition?
I haven't talked to them yet, but I'm excited to get to know them, and I did see their entries, and they all look pretty good.
Well, I'm guessing you must be interested in science if you kind of came up with this. Is that true?
Yes, I just like solving problems, so.
Okay, and so that was kind of just what led to this?
Yeah.
Now, did you have a mentor or anyone that helped you with this idea or with this process?
Yeah, 3M actually assigned me a mentor. Margot Matera is her name, and she's been really helpful, and she helps me identify new technologies that could help in my invention.
Okay, so what's that been like working with her? I'm guessing she's kind of helped you develop your ideas even more.
Yeah, she's helping me definitely understand the scientific process and carry through with it.
So is that getting you even more interested in science in your future?
Yeah, definitely.
So you want to keep making inventions, I'm guessing. So what's it been like for you? What was your reaction when you kind of submitted your video and they reached out to you?
I was kind of excited. I kind of forgot about the competition because I was busy over the summer doing a lot of things, and then my dad called me one day, and I was kind of surprised and excited that I got picked.
And so what's your reaction kind of going into the finals here? Are you excited about that?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited about that, and I'm excited for the experience.
So what are you hoping to get out of the experience? I mean, are you thinking that you're going to win?
Well, I mean, I think I have a good chance, but it all depends on how I perform on the day. So
what exactly is going to happen on the day when you're there?
All I know is that there's going to be some sort of scientific challenge that they assign you to do, and you're graded on that scientific challenge, and then you present your invention and detail your scientific process, and then they grade you on that too, and then I guess they just take an average score and then rank you accordingly.
Okay, and then what do you win if you do end up winning everything?
I think it's on the day of the competition, but I'm not sure.
Okay, but do you know what the grand prize is? I'm sure you've kind of figured that out, right?
Yeah, it's $25,000 for the first place, and for the top 4, they get a trip to Costa Rica.
Okay, so I bet you probably want that.
Yeah.
And then the money maybe you put aside for college if you win. What would you do with that if you won?
I would use it to help make new inventions and do more research and things like that.
Now, were you interested in inventing? Had you invented anything before you invented this?
No, not really.
So
This is my first time.
Your first time? That's pretty good, right? Now, what were your parents' reaction when you kind of showed them the invention?
They thought it was a really good idea, and they said, yeah, you should go ahead and submit that.
So what was the process like of making your entry video? How did you put that together?
Well, I took a video of me using it, and then I took pictures of how it works and things like that, and I kind of just got on the computer and started editing and putting together the pieces and made the whole video.
So pretty simple. And I bet your parents are pretty excited for you, too, to head on out to be the top 10.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, what are they saying at Kirby about you? Are your peers kind of excited for you? Are they a little bit jealous?
Yeah, my peers are excited that I won, and they're hoping that I will win first place. And yeah, it's
I'm sure they'll have a big celebration for you if you do win.
yeah.
Now, you mentioned this all got started because you saw a drunk driver on the road. So how important was this invention to you and kind of why you wanted to make it?
This invention is important to me because I think it's important that the road is a safe place for people because we spend a lot of our lives there. So anything to really make the road a safer place.
This is kind of just becoming an important issue for you and for everybody to keep the road safe, right? All right, well, Krishna, we're going to take a closer look at exactly what this invention is. He's going to explain how it works when we come back to Inside Texoma. Let's learn more about the competition. The Discovery Education 3M Young Scientist Challenge is the nation's premier science competition for grades 5 through 8. This one-of-a-kind video competition has sparked the imaginations of hundreds of thousands of students and enhanced science exploration, innovation, and communication across the United States. When first launched by Discovery Communications in 1999, the Young Scientist Challenge had the same mission it does today, to foster a new generation of American scientists at an age when interest in science generally declines. In 2008, Discovery Education joined forces with 3M, one of the world's most notable innovators, to cultivate the next generation of problem solvers and give students the unique opportunity to work directly with 3M scientists. Since its inception, the Young Scientist Challenge has awarded more than $600,000 in student scholarships and prizes, paired students with world-renowned scientists to give them real-world insights, and delivered much-needed science resources to millions of students, teachers, and families across the country. Winners have gone on to be featured in Forbes magazine's annual 30 Under 30 list, speak in front of members of Congress, meet the President of the United States, and work with the nation's top scientists and pursue academic careers in science. Welcome back to Inside Texoma on this Sunday morning as we take a look at a Kirby student, Krishna Reddy, who's kind of helping change the future in a better way with one of his inventions, which has been submitted into the Discovery 3M competition. Okay, so we talked about what the invention is. Now we're going to take a look at it. Does it have a name?
No, not really.
Okay, so how does it work?
So basically, it's actually really simple. You just you want to record your pupillary constriction. So what you do is you shine a light on your eye, and you take a video of your eye as this light turns on, and your pupil does in fact get smaller. So if that constriction doesn't happen, or if it happens really slow, you can kind of get an idea of if the subject has been under the influence of any drugs or alcohol.
Okay, so what's this made out of? You mentioned it's pretty simple here.
Yeah, it's pretty much just a 3M provided me with some supplies, an LED lighting strip, and a battery, and just basically card paper.
Now, is that the original one that you made, or is that kind of the one that you dressed up with the 3M supplies?
It's the final version.
Okay, so the original one, what'd you make out of? A toilet paper roll, I think you told me?
Yeah, a toilet paper roll and a flashlight, and it was not as effective in that there was a lot of glare and things like that, which don't really help if you're trying to get an accurate measurement.
Okay, so now you shine it on your eye, like you said, and then law enforcement does what after that?
They record it through the other end of this circle here, and what they do is they analyze that video with a computer program that I wrote, and that'll tell you how fast the constriction happened, and if it was too fast or too slow, then they were under some sort of drugs.
Okay, and you mentioned the really cool thing about this is that it detects other drugs, right? Not just alcohol.
Yeah, it unlike the breathalyzer, it has the capability to detect opiates, barbiturates, amphetamines, and many other drugs.
All through detecting that pupil. Okay, so how did you figure that out? Because I wouldn't really know that. How did you kind of put two and two together? Like, hey, I can put this together and help law enforcement with this.
Yeah, I kind of knew that the pupil reflex was affected because I figured out that cops usually flash light in your eyes, but that only works if it's a really obvious circumstance where they've been under so much drugs, but you couldn't really tell if they were under just a little bit of drugs, but it still affected their motor skills, and I just did a little research and came upon it.
And you mentioned you have a computer program that kind of goes with this. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I wrote a computer program on my computer using Microsoft Visual Studio C#, and it basically just scans each image of a video, each frame of a video, and finds your pupil size throughout all those videos, and then graphs it, and then compares that graph with the normal.
So would this ideally be used kind of in conjunction with the normal breathalyzer or in place of? What do you envision?
It could be used in conjunction or in place of. It really doesn't make too much of a difference.
Okay, well, I kind of want to try it out. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we'll see. I promise I'm not under the influence of anything, but you'll be able to tell. So let's see. We're going to hold it up to my eye, right?
So all I'm going to be able to do is record it because I don't have my computer with me.
Okay.
I can't. But
so I'll turn this way so everyone can see. I've got it in front of my eye.
And it might be a little bright, but... And then basically I would record your reflex. And I recorded your reflex and it looks pretty normal.
Good, good. That's really cool. And it's really pretty simple. I mean, all it is just the light for the person. It's not invasive or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
Now, what do you want, what do you envision as the future of this?
I think if more studies could be done to collect more accurate normal, that would be much better to make this more accurate and less anomalies. And I think that's and if it were in the hands of law enforcement, it'd be really useful.
Now, do you think law enforcement would kind of maybe build it a different way, or do you just foresee them kind of using this exact invention prototype?
They could build it a different way. I mean, they could make it like a case for your phone, so it's attached to your phone, or many different things. They could have it all in one piece, so it's easier to use.
And I want to take a closer look at this clicker here. What was on here? This was just how you turn the light on right here?
Yep, this is just how you turn the light on, and that's the battery and the lights that 3M provided me with.
Okay, so you got the battery, the lights, the cord, and then just the light in the cardboard here, right? And then your computer program is kind of on your phone as you showed us? Or has it would be on a device like that?
Yeah, it would be on it's not on this phone in particular, but.
Okay, is there anything else you want to show us about the device?
No, like I said, it's pretty simple. That's about it.
Well, I know you said you made a video entry, right?
I did.
So we're going to take a look at that. We have it to show you so you can see exactly what the 3M people saw when they saw Krishna's potential. So let's go ahead and take a look at that video.
Nearly all Americans use automobiles as a means of transportation. Safety is a main concern, especially DUI related accidents, which killed 10,332 Americans in 2012 alone. Testing if people are under the influence of any drugs using means other than blood tests has always been a challenge. The breathalyzer cannot detect drugs other than alcohol. Deciding to confront this challenge, I turned to the Pupillary Reflex. Alcohol and drugs distinctively decrease an individual's pupil constriction amplitude and velocity. Using Visual Studio 2013 C#, I wrote a computer program that could plot the pupillary reflex using footage captured with a standard digital camera in conjunction with my apparatus. My apparatus consists of a snakehead flashlight and a toilet paper roll. My design for quantifying the dynamics of a pupil is better than the naked eye because the pupil's constriction happens on the scale of millimeters and milliseconds. It takes a 1-second video of the pupil after a light has been flashed and then charts the constriction on an Excel file. It has the capability to detect almost any drug that affects the pupillary response, hence making it superior to the breathalyzer, and works regardless if the subject wants it to, since it is based on an involuntary action rather than a voluntary one. This device has the potential to prevent countless DUI accidents and make the road a safer place. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back to Inside Tech Soma. News Channel 6 has been following Krishna Reddy since he first came up with this invention and became a finalist in the Discovery 3M competition. News Channel 6 morning reporter Jimmy Johnson did a story about him back in the summer when this first started. We're going to take a look back at that story right now. Then we'll be back with Krishna to talk about his future and more about the competition after that.
Each year, thousands of people are killed in driving under the influence accidents. Kirby Junior High School student Krishna Reddy didn't know this when he saw a car swerving on the highway. His eagerness to learn sparked him to research this problem.
I got a notebook for it, and I just wrote down notes on ways to improve upon the breathalyzer and how can you detect if a person is under the influence.
But his invention may be the answer to that problem.
I turned to the pupillary.
Krishna entered a 3-minute video into a competition explaining his solution, earning him a top 10 finalist spot in the 2015 Discovery Education 3M Young Scientist Challenge.
And then I stumbled upon, well, if you use a guy's pupil reflex, the reflex of their pupil when it reacts to light, its constriction, it's a lot more reliable and easy to use than the breathalyzer.
Krishna came up with this idea as a 7th grader, but his scientific thinking skills go far beyond any level of science projects I've ever completed. So his invention consists of a toilet paper roll, a flashlight, and a camera lens to take a peek at my eye. Let's see if this thing works. I'll just leave it to him.
So the toilet paper roll is where you look through, and the flashlight will shine on your eye, and it'll make your eye constrict. But while you're flashing the flashlight, you also record it with the camera, and it has a slot for where to enter the camera lens. And you upload the video to your computer, and there's a program that analyzes it.
His invention is in its early stages, but with the help of 3M engineers, may be the next new tool for law enforcement.
They'll help me work on the project and help me refine it, and it's a great opportunity for me to learn more.
Next week on Inside Texoma, we're taking an inside look at Idea Wichita Falls. Many people dream of starting their own business, but Idea Wichita Falls gives them the training and resources to make it a reality. The next session is about to get underway. You don't want to miss this inside look at Idea Wichita Falls coming up Sunday, October 18th, starting at 5:30 a.m. And you can always get more Inside Texoma. If you want to see previous episodes of Inside Texoma, just head to newschannel6now.com and click Inside Texoma. And if you want to be a guest on Inside Texoma, just reach out to News Channel 6 with your idea. We would love to have you on the show. See you Sunday mornings on Inside Texoma. Welcome back to Inside Texoma. I'm once again joined by Krishna Reddy from Kirby right here in Wichita Falls. Good morning once again. We've talked so much about your invention. You are headed out, what is it, to St. Paul, is that correct?
St. Paul, Minnesota, yeah.
Okay, so what's going to happen out there?
So I'm going to compete in the final event, and I'm going to be judged based off a task that I have to do that's science related, and also my presentation, and then I'll be ranked among the other contestants.
So do you have any special plans for that presentation? Are you busy preparing right now?
Yeah, I'm working on the script and the slides for the presentation, and how to explain a very complex thing in 5 minutes without leaving out any important details.
So what's that like for you? Is it going to be difficult, or you feel pretty prepared?
It's going to be difficult, but I have a habit to oversimplify things, so it's not too hard.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your future. Do you have any other inventions you want to make when you grow up?
Not as of now. I can't think of any off of my head, but I definitely do want to, as I grow up, to make things that can help make people's lives better.
So what do you want to be when you grow up?
Something along the lines of an entrepreneur and a scientist.
So it seems like you're off to a pretty good start, right? For an 8th grader. Now, would you recommend this competition to other kids over at Kirby or other schools?
Yeah, definitely. I would recommend that people compete in the Discovery Education 3M Young Scientist Challenge, because they could really explore what it is to be a scientist and to invent things and make other people's lives better.
And wanting to be an entrepreneur, I mean, do you feel like this is just preparing you for your future, one step closer to that future?
Yeah, definitely.
Now, I see some pictures here. Are you excited looking at this, knowing you're going to be there on October 13th?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited.
Now, I want to talk a little bit more about your invention. We showed you how it worked before. What do you envision as the future of that invention? I mean, do you want law enforcement to pick it up? Is there something else you want to happen with it?
Yeah, I want law enforcement to use it, and I want more studies to be done to make it as accurate as possible, and it just basically it being refined to be the best it can be.
So you're envisioning maybe like studies on a large population of people?
Yeah, studies on a large population, so you can collect a very accurate average.
Okay. Now, if you win this Discovery 3M competition, do you think that'll help with you getting those studies?
Yeah, it would definitely help with me if I win this competition. I could use that money to put it into research and things like that.
And even if you don't win, are you going to kind of take it upon yourself to take it to other researchers or law enforcement and have them take it forward? Yeah,
I'll definitely do as much as I can to make this a reality.
Now, how important has it been for you to be a part of this? Why is it so important for kids your age to be involved in this?
It's important because they need to get an idea of what it is to be like to make a difference in the world around you, and what it is to make something that can help other people.
So not just, hanging out and doing video games. You're in 8th grade. You're already inventing stuff. That's pretty cool. All right, so I want to let everyone know once again what the grand prize is going to be, because we all have our fingers crossed for you. So what prizes are we looking at?
We're looking at $25,000 for the first place winner, and for the top 4, it's a trip to Costa Rica.
Okay, so you're pretty excited.
Yeah.
Well, we want to wish you the best of luck as you head on out to Minnesota on the 13th. Is everyone kind of wishing you luck? You must be sick of it by now.
Yeah, no, I'm going to need as much as I can get, so.
All right, well, is there anything else you'd like to add that you want people to know about your invention this morning?
Not really.
Well, thanks, Krishna. We're really excited about your invention. I'm sure your parents, your friends, everyone over at Kirby, as well as everyone here at News Channel 6, we all just want to wish you the best of luck. We're all really excited and really proud to see somebody so young just taking on that initiative. I guess you can't compete again next year, though, because it only goes, what, grades 5 through 8? 5 through
8, yeah. I could compete this next April, I'm guessing.
Okay, so maybe you'll have that in the back of your mind, you think? All right, well, we'll keep an eye on it, and hopefully we'll see a lot more of you. I'm sure we will. All right, well, thank you for tuning into Inside Texoma this morning. Make sure you tune in next week.